All right, we back with another Money in Motion Monday video. Fire! We got another episode today coming to you guys live in the chat with some deep questions today.
Yeah, this one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so we got some questions for you guys, and we're just gonna jump right into it. No need further ado, but all right. So this is gonna be more of like a deeper podcast to kind of get to know us a little bit more on like just life, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But all right, we'll do it. Should we do it like? So we got 3 questions and they're ranked from like hardest to easiest ish. Should we do the easiest one first and then go to the hardest? Should we do the first?
Fuck. What's the easiest one? Okay, read them all 3 from easiest to hardest.
Read all 3?
Yeah, let me hear them again because I already forgot. Keep in mind, guys, this is a super late episode for us.
Hell yeah, we had a long day.
Long day.
But that ain't stopping us. We're still grinding.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question is, what problem do people blame on everything except themselves?
Fuck, that's the easiest one?
That's the easiest one.
Fuck, dude. Well, let's just jump right in, dude. Jesus Christ.
All right.
That's
What, do you still want me to read all 3?
Nah.
All right. Well, shit. Answer that one then.
That's deep. Fuck, me first?
Yeah.
Alright.
So what problem do people blame on everything except themselves?
What problem?
Sheesh.
I think... Dang.
Being stupid. That's
Yeah, young, dumb, and broke.
That's kind of a valid answer, though. What? Kind of.
Kind of. That's like a broad way. I think... Okay, sorry. One more time. Read it one more time. My bad.
All
My
right.
bad. My bad.
What problem do people blame on everything except themselves?
Okay. I'm going to say people... I think... I would say like their own mistakes. A lot of the
Okay.
times people, cause like you could just say like young, dumb, and broke, right? But like people, they blame the economy, their boss. You know, like people will blame like, oh, my boss doesn't like me or whatever the case is. You know, and then they use that as a fucking excuse to why they're broke or why they can't make any money. So I think, damn, I think that's like one of the biggest ones out there. I think people blame their own mistakes.
Their own mistakes?
Their own mistakes. That's my answer for that.
Okay, but what about their mistakes? 'Cause I feel like you can get even more into like a common mistake or thing. Because you said like, oh, my boss doesn't like me. But what is it about either that person or like a general common thing that leads people into the boss doesn't like me situation?
Yeah, so I guess a deeper meaning would be holding themselves accountable.
So accountability?
Accountability, yes. A lot of the times that will lead to blaming other people, right? Like in general, like most people are quick to fucking point the finger at somebody else or like, oh, well, I'm in this situation because of this or that person, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it kind of stems from accountability and people not knowing how to just be accountable for their own actions, which is which is how they create their own mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, accountability. Also, like people will blame their past, and use that as an excuse too.
Ooh, you're getting into deep shit right there. So like the victim mentality.
Play the victim. Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm a product of this. This is why I'm this way.
Which to an extent can be true, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we all make our own decisions, right? Like, I mean, we didn't grow up in the greatest environment either, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
we were literally just talking about the other day how there was a couple times where we would go play basketball, you know, and
Just crazy.
people ran up to us with guns, like claims to say like, where are you from, you know? And we had friends that fell into that, you know?
Yeah.
But
That we grew up with too. It's
yeah, dude, that we knew
crazy.
from fucking elementary school, you know? And to see them make their like go that route and just completely be like a crappy person, you know, like it's pretty sad. So like you could be a product of your environment, you know, but at the end of the day, we all make our own choices and we all know what, well, not know exactly, but we have an idea of what that outcome is if you decide to go that route.
So overall, you would say accountability is like the overall painting of what you mentioned is people have a
Yes.
hard time taking accountability for their actions, which is what is a result of them blaming on everyone else or everything else
Mhm.
and saying like, oh, well, I was involved in this because of my environment. So like how you said the example of gangs or people involved in that were like, oh, well, I grew up in it, so I fell into it.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
people in the boss situation, their crappy attitude is a
Mhm.
result of their boss not liking them, but they deflect into that of I'm not the problem, they're the problem kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. Dang. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's gonna be someone watching this is gonna be like,
Oh yeah. Somebody's punching the air right now.
yeah,
And this
crazy.
is just like based on like our life experience, you know, like obviously everyone's gonna have a fucking different answer. But I think that's like the most relatable to me that I've experienced and like kind of seen through like
Hmm.
out people that I know or people that I've worked with in general.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy too because I always think about that, like the one where you mentioned where we used to like walk to the parks and like times were different back then. Like
Mm-hmm.
now it's not. At least I feel like in the area we're at now, it's not as bad as it used to be like 15 years ago when we were kids. And even then, like that was on the decline of things because even before then, it was like
Probably
even
worse.
worse,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the epidemic of like chaos on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think like how you said, we knew people from elementary and middle school and high school. We were around it. We hung out with those people. We were never like directly involved, but when this was like in the times where everyone played in the streets, like as kids, we hung out in the streets. So it's like
Yes.
you just knew people, and it was never like I can't talk to you kind of thing. So, but to your point, you said like we saw like once we got older, we started making like different decisions and like okay, well they're getting involved in that. Let's maybe not hang out with them as
Yeah.
much, or they just ended up distancing themselves on their own because they were attracted to like the crazy, chaotic whatever they were doing, and we were
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like into cars, video games, and basketball and
Mm-hmm.
football or whatever. But yeah, to your point, like we ended up kind of just realizing what was right and wrong and chose even at a young age because I feel like
Yeah. Really young too.
even at a young age I would argue that, and maybe it's because of our parents, like they guided us, and again this is where it can get really like sticky in terms of like some people don't have the guidance, other people do have the guidance.
Yeah.
And yeah, given our parents did work like all the time, and I wouldn't say we're like 24/7 present, but they still taught us and instilled the like right and wrongs in us, which I think helped us make those
Right decisions.
like
Yeah.
unconscious or subconscious unconscious.
I was about to say yes.
Yeah, I was asleep making these decisions. The
This is
subconscious.
unconscious right now.
The subconscious decisions of hey, like maybe I shouldn't be over there. I'm gonna just like stick to what I should be sticking to.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Damn. Honestly, I would say what people do. What problem do people blame on everything except themselves? Damn.
That's a legit
I
ass question.
damn, dude. There's so many
There's
things
so
that I
many
feel
things.
like people blame on. I feel like an accountability is like such a. It covers so many
It covers
things
kind of everything. Kind of stems back
to
to
accountability.
accountability.
Yeah, but if I had to choose or say one thing, is people, and I guess this is kind of like tailing off of what you said already, is their current their current situations, or yeah, I guess their current situations they're in, whether it's financial, emotional,
Hmm.
relationship, like any situation that they're in that they're feeling down and out about. Not that every single situation is your fault, but when it is, like, damn, this is hard, because then, like, I have to be very careful, because
Now you.
you're supposed to, and you're rightfully so, to feel emotions and go through the process of overcoming certain things. But I think there's a fine line of, I'm choosing to feel this way and be in this situation and be stuck being broke and be stuck being this way, and the victim mentality, versus, hey, look, yeah, this shit did happen to me. I did go through this. Yes, I understand it. I feel it. I took in the emotions. I took in
Hmm.
the trauma, whatever it is. But I'm choosing now to change and be better, or change and go this way, or change and get out of this lifestyle. Like,
Hmm.
again, it goes back to accountability, and like,
Yeah, it
but I
does.
think it also taps into emotional awareness of, like, knowing what you're feeling, because a lot of people avoid emotions, which is why they get stuck in these things, and they're just like, well, I'm just gonna be
Mm,
depressed, or I'm just gonna be sad, I'm gonna be angry, I'm gonna be this at the world,
yeah.
or person, or whoever situation, and I'm never gonna get myself out of this, because I'm just meant for this. Like, my life is meant, and I was here for this, whatever. Like, people sometimes go to that extreme, and obviously, like, they do. I can't control that for them, but I've seen people, like, blame the entire world and the situation they're in because of things that they can't control.
Yeah.
But when you really break things down, like, to the very, very, like, basics, it's like, you gotta understand that you're going through something, to then figure out what steps you need to take to get yourself out of that
Hmm.
situation or emotion or whatever scenario, and then find the resource or outlet or person or thing to move, like, take steps towards that, which is, like, next domino effect of progress, which eventually, like, stacks on top of, like, small little wins and progress, and then eventually you'll be out of that situation. It might not be a week,
Hmm.
month, or year, but people rather spend, like, a lifetime in the process, or I don't know, I wouldn't say process, but, like, they would rather spend time feeling those things, because they're just like, I can't change it.
Yeah, I think also it's like people just get comfortable, where
Yeah.
they think they're comfortable or they're lying to themselves that they're comfortable.
Yeah.
And this is where the whole emotions things kind of plays in also, where it's like they kind of make it their whole character, where it's like, well, I'm this way because this is how I am and this is how what I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I'm really curious to know like the whole psychology behind that, like how people can just really easily trick themselves, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think I'm thinking too deep into this right now,
no,
though.
dude, there's so many factors that go into, like, why people act or behave,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like the behavioral sciences behind people's ideology, or people's behaviors, or
Yeah.
people's thought process. Like, there's so many factors in someone's life that has over time compounded into the product that they are now. Um, and every person is different, obviously, but I think, in simple, a lot of the times, if you really look into someone's life when you're thinking like, damn, like why did they go down this route? I would say more than often you'll find that there was a traumatic event sometime or somewhere in their life that triggered them to
Mm-hmm.
take a turn somewhere or things. And I think
Oh
like
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest things that kind of impacts someone's decision makings and things like that.
Yeah.
At least from what I've seen and like things that I've learned like in college, like studying like sociology and stuff. Like there's so many behavioral and stuff like that, like things that impact someone's decisions and behaviors that
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
So I think we could kind of both agree that accountability is probably like
yeah,
the main root, one of the main
accountability,
roots.
and I would say emotional awareness. Accountability and emotional awareness is like,
Mm.
I would say, in my opinion, the two leading factors as to why people are stuck in their situations. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other reasons why,
Mm-hmm.
but I would argue that those, in my opinion, are the two main ones.
Yeah, I agree.
But everyone is different. Maybe they have different ones, so I don't know.
Damn.
Let us know in the chat and in the comments in the chat in the comments what you guys think. I don't know. Honestly, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh shoot, that was one of the hardest questions or easiest, I guess.
Dude, there's no way.
Comport
We're cooked.
in these rankings over there. All right, next question. What's the what's the moment you knew or cooked? What's the moment you knew you had to change?
Ooh, this one's actually easy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Cause the moment I knew I had to change was when I found out about Ellie, my daughter.
Damn.
That's when everything kind of did a whole 360.
I feel like everyone that's had a kid, or majority of the people that have had a kid, can say the same
Relate
thing
to
where
that.
it's like,
Yeah.
damn, my life changed since I had a baby. Obviously, I can't say that because I don't have a kid, but
Yeah. Yeah, cause before I would think, well, cause I've kind of mentioned this, I kind of mentioned this before on like on our vlogs or I don't know if I did. Anyway, um, when my tia Angie passed away, that was another kind of like the start, I would say, or like a push, because, and like we always talk about this shit, which is kind of crazy, but like we did a whole like my cousins, they did like the GoFundMe page for her and everything, right?
mm-hmm.
And like seeing like what the goal was versus what we got, which was like
Yeah.
it's crazy to like, grateful to, I'm super grateful for like everyone that was able to like donate and give what they can, but like just seeing like that it wasn't much, like really fucking hurt me to make me like push me harder, like going into like the whole brand thing, because we were already doing like dedicated bros and everything. And I think I told you this
Damn.
because,
Yeah.
bro, like this dude went to like the funeral, like
Yeah.
before work, dude. It was just fucking, it was real homie right here. And that was like one of the huge moments for me, because that made me realize that although um I would say I was living pretty comfortably, it obviously wasn't enough to like pay for more medications or better doctors, for like shit
mm-hmm.
like that, which, who knows? Obviously nobody knows like what the outcome could have been, but I always, and I shouldn't even blame myself, but I always like look back and think like, fuck, dude, if I would have just had more money or something to like help get her through like all of like her procedures and everything. But that's one of them for me. And then obviously my daughter, like that was like for sure like the main one where I was just like, holy shit, dude, like I'm gonna have to sell the car, do all this
Dude,
crazy
this
shit.
guy, remember? This guy thought he had to sell his soul. He was ready to sell his kidney and shit. He was like, dude, this 200K is about to come in clutch.
But it's cause like, dude, like, and I could kind of say this now that she's almost gonna be 3 years old, right? And it's so pushed. It's always pushed out there, like, dude, it costs like 200K a year to have a kid and this and that, or like 20K a year. And like, yeah, it's expensive, but there is a lot of free programs and just like little things in the system that you can do where it's honestly not that bad. Or there's even things that you can do yourself. Like something that I did a lot was like go to like the markdown section and see what kind of shit they had. So there
Mm.
was diapers or baby wipes that were like $20 that were marked down to half the price. Dude, you save so much money.
Yep.
But just everyone gets too fucking lazy where they don't want to kind of do the extra step of like doing some research or like looking
Mm.
into just like reduced price things. Like, dude, yeah, I got this at the 99-cent store. Who the fuck cares? Like,
Yeah.
it cleans them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And but yeah, those are the two huge
Sheesh.
factors. And then sorry, my bad. Just a quick third one would be starting like dedicated bros in general, where it was
Mm.
kind of like another little thing, not as big as like Ellie, but definitely something where I was like, okay, obviously we have a brand to represent, so we are a
Mhm.
reflection of what
What we knew.
the brand is, right?
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, those are. I know it was only one, but those
I
three are
know.
like real like key factors for me that where I was able to like do kind of like a full 360.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Damn. Those are pretty good, actually. Yeah. Damn. What's the moment you knew you had to change? Um,
When we got hit up.
dude.
Just playing.
Honestly, I feel like I had different moments throughout my life where I knew that I was like, okay, I can't continue like doing certain things because I'm not gonna end up where like I want to eventually.
I feel
And
like
it's
I know one of your answers.
and I actually know, well, ironically you actually mentioned one right now, which was like we do mess around with it like a lot, and it's like, oh, getting hit up like we by gang members and things like that. But at some point in our early like childhood, like because we were around it so much, we naturally like were just kind of becoming product of that too. Before like realized, okay, maybe we
Wait.
shouldn't. Like we were dressing a certain way. I had like a bald head pretty much. Like, I was fitting that stereotype of, whatever, baggy ass clothes. Like I was wearing like large when I should have been like a medium, and I was wearing baggy pants, so we
Pro
were getting hit
clubs.
up because we were fitting that description. And I know that sounds like very stereotypical, but that's just the reality.
Yeah.
So I think like when we got hit up that time, and like, dude, I remember like well, it's happened a couple times where like we've got hit up, but that time where we got hit up and someone came out of the car and like pointed a gun at us, and we were just like, oh shit. That I think in my head was like, dude, just because I didn't even like wasn't even involved in those things, or none of us were, but
Yeah.
because we looked a certain way, I knew that I was like, all right, I should stop dressing this way because people are so dumb nowadays to just assume. And like,
Mm-hmm.
given, I feel like now it's even worse. Like everyone has a gun and there's easier access to those type of things like weapons. But back then, like, and maybe there was back then and maybe it was harder, but like with 3D printing and all this crazy stuff
Yeah.
that's happening now, anyways, I think before it was like whenever those things happen, you were just like, oh shoot, like damn. But now
Mm-hmm.
you feel like everyone has one, right? But yeah, I think that was one of those moments where thinking back to it, I'm like, dang, I knew like I didn't want to even be in that situation again because I was scared, bro. We were little, like it just happened,
Dude.
and we were like, it happened so fast that we were shocked. And it's crazy to think that we just kind of brushed it off in the moment and went to the park still to play basketball like nothing happened because it was so normal.
Crazy.
But I think looking back at it, I was like, damn, that was crazy. And like I think that was a little pivotal moment in like my adolescent, like early teenage years of like, okay,
Yeah, because that was early high school.
yeah, I was like eighth, ninth grade
Yeah.
for me, and I was just like, damn. And it's crazy to say that like eighth, ninth grader, like Obviously, it happens everywhere around the world at that age, but like it's rare to hear that or like even experience it. Like I don't know many people that can say, yeah, I've had a gun pulled on me at that age. Um, but I think that was one moment. Two for me was when I dropped out of college and everyone around me like for school was going to college, and I was like one of the only people that I physically knew from like school besides like no diss on you guys, but you and like the homies that I grew up with like on the block, like David and stuff, they didn't go
Yeah.
to college. So like, but all my friends in high school went to college, and they went to like CSUs, they went to UCLA or like all these UCs and stuff, like pretty good colleges, and I was one of the people that just didn't go. And so I didn't go, and then I was just kind of like, I felt left out, but also like I felt like, okay, I'm gonna just work, and I was making like good money working two jobs at the time, and making a lot more money than all my friends at the time were making because I was working two jobs. But then I think as time went on, I started kind of realizing like, well, I don't think I want to do two jobs for the rest of my life, or even want to do one job for like this and be miserable for the rest of my life. And I think like it really hit me when I started working overnight and day at the same time. Like I did that for like 6 months maybe, or like 5 months when I worked with this guy at Ralph's. And I also worked at Panda Express during the day. So I used to work at Ralph's overnight from like 10 to like 6 or 7 years AM. And then I would get out and go clock in at Panda Express at 8 a.m. And I would get out at like 4 or 5. And I would go home, sleep, and go back to work like at 10 p.m. So, dude, I had no life. But
Yeah, those were the best times, though.
it was one of the best times because, dude, I was young as heck, and I was like making money and stuff. And we were driving around everywhere, going to the beach. It was fun, but
Horrible.
I was like, dude, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I think that was like the second pivotal moment where I was like, okay, I have to do something outside of like a 9 to 5. And I think that's when I started really like putting the ideas in my head of like, I need to do a business. I need to do something. I need to like figure out a side hustle that I can turn into like passive income, or do a side hustle that can become like my primary like income. And eventually, like, it ended up, well, hasn't happened fully yet, but which leads to my third one, I guess, which is, starting the brand, like, and making the decision with David to like, all right, let's stop talking about it and let's start actually trying to do it.
Dude,
And
I remember that day like it was yesterday.
dude, yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, so pretty much that was like one of the other pivotal moments in my life, and just kind of acting on the starting to do the brand. But I would say that for me, it was maybe like 7 or 8 months into it that like I really got serious about it. Because I think in the beginning, yes, we were serious, but we were just kind of like, we had no emotion.
It was more for fun.
It was more for fun, and it is still for fun. But I
Yeah.
think like we weren't even thinking about what it really meant to be a business owner. Like
Mm-hmm.
we were just kind of doing things on the fly with no thought behind anything, losing money, spending money on things, and
So
it, reacting
wrong
on
way.
emotion. But once we really like got the LLC created, trademarked everything, and then like it became real, like a real business, then that's when I said, "Oh shit, we're putting a lot of fucking money into this shit. We got to be serious." And then it solidified it when we finally got an accountant, and he did our backtracking for
Dude.
the 6 months that like we were doing it seriously. And we saw like a tangible number of how much money we've put into it. We were like both in shock, like, oh shit, like we didn't even realize we were putting that much money in. Like we knew we were putting like money in, but when we saw it on paper, we're like, fuck, where the hell's all that money?
Yeah.
Like
we didn't
it's-
realize how much we had dumped into it.
Yeah.
Basically.
in 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Crazy number.
yeah, I think at that point we were like,
That-
okay, there's no point of going back.
Yeah.
And at that point is when it fully locked in for me and it said, okay, there's no going back at this point. Like we're gonna go broke to make this shit work because I'm not losing those 12K.
Dude. Yeah.
Uh,
12K, yeah. Dude, that shit. Holy shit, dude. I'll never forget that moment. I was like, bro, are you sure that shit's 12K? I was like, God damn, bro. That shit is crazy.
Yeah,
Dude. And damn, bro.
that was crazy.
That was a I should have
That was like a realization moment for both of us. Like, oh fuck.
we really did lock in after that though.
No,
Like
yeah.
we really fucking started like being on, and it's crazy because like to look back at it now, like as locked in as we are now, and with the structure
Dude.
that we have now, bro, like
Crazy.
we look back at those times where we locked in, and it's nothing
Dude,
compared to like
It's crazy.
not even fucking close, dude. But you know, I think it was for sure progress though from
Oh,
where
hell
we
yeah.
when we had first started. Like,
100%.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry, dude.
yeah.
I just
No,
remember that shit like
you're right.
yesterday.
Because back then, when we thought we locked in, at the time, I mean, we were just limited to what we knew, you know. So for us, it was
Yeah,
like, okay, yeah,
that's
we gotta
true.
really try to be organized, and we were doing some like notes on our phone, like super, like 4-line notes of like, okay, this is our entire day. But dude, now we have bullet points on bullet points, timelines,
yeah.
dates already scheduled, like a bunch of tasks. Like it's crazy. We have a whole quarter planned out already with
Dude.
dates and time scheduling and post
Yeah.
schedules and stuff. So
And it's
That's
crazy.
how-
We had to like learn how to be like very like strict on each other too,
Mhm.
dude. Like,
accountability,
Yeah.
like just came back to us, and that's we
Damn,
tell each
dude.
other all the time. Shit, like not to get sidetracked on the whole thing, but that's also part of like what helped us realize we needed to change, and that was just the
Mhm.
accountability part. Because I remember we had to sit down, him and I, and we were just like, bro, if we really want this shit to fucking work, we gotta hold each other accountable and like
Yeah.
on no bullshit. Like we can't be
Yeah.
sensitive of like if we tell each other shit like, hey bro, you're slacking, or hey, you're slacking, or I'm slacking. Like if you're slacking, call yourself on that shit. Like I shouldn't have to call you out on it. You should just know or whatever. Or if you don't call yourself out, then I'm gonna call you out and be like, yo, you know. So we hold each other to like, you know, the whole saying of iron sharpens iron, like kind of thing, where
Yeah.
you know, which is why I think it's able to work because we don't take shit personal. We know where the goals are and like where we're trying to get to. But yeah, I would say those are like
Damn, those are good.
3
Those are pretty
pivotal moments for me. There's other moments in there, but I would say like for me in like timeline, like those are kind of the ones that have really made like biggest impacts.
good shit.
Last one, damn. What did you ignore that came back to hurt you? Sheesh.
That 12K.
Start crying right now.
Fucking a little
Damn.
violin. Dang. Oh man. Say it one more time, por favor.
What did you ignore that came back to hurt you? Damn. Sheesh. Bitcoin. Bitcoin in 2017. You know.
Shoot. Hey, it's almost back there. It's almost in the 70s. Damn. Fuck, dude.
Sheesh.
Fuck, bro. I mean, there's honestly a lot of things, you know.
Yeah.
There was a
It's
lot
crazy.
of things. There was a lot of things. Dang. My bad. Sorry, guys. No, it's because like trying to think of which one would tie more in with like business related, right? Relations, right? Sorry, one more time. Hit me one more time. One more time.
Brother, this guy stinks!
What did you ignore that came back to hurt you?
Okay, yeah. A big one would be inconsistency in people that we worked with before.
Oh.
That That one for sure.
Got him, coach.
That one for sure came back to bite for sure. And
Damn.
yeah. Yeah. I mean yeah, that shit's yeah, just because like I think well a lot of the times like you hear this all the time, you know, like don't do business with friends, with family, you know, like people that you care about because shit could kind of get messy, right?
Dude, we literally got told that today by a new, I would say like a mentor essentially, right?
Yeah.
A new mentor that we have. Literally said,
Literally said that
verbatim,
shit.
he said, you know how it goes. They always say, don't do business with friends or family.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he doesn't even know anything like in
Yeah,
terms
he's
of
literally
business, like what.
today
our
was the
situ-
first day we met him.
Yeah. It's crazy work.
But yeah, I ignoring like just bad habits that people had, you know, ignoring signs, you know, like ignoring like people from the outside looking in that noticed a lot of things that we kind of just ignored and brushed it off just because we were trying to like be helpful, you know, and like bring them along with the mission and whatnot. That one for sure came to bite because I mean, obviously these people aren't here now, you know, and it's nothing like honestly like there's no fucking there's no grudge there at all, you know, like at the end of the day I understand that like it's just at least for me business is just business, right? You're either gonna continue and be 100% invested or you're not, and if you are, cool. If you're not, then it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that would be mine.
Dang.
That would be mine, just to get like not too rant off and shit.
Damn. So what did you ignore that came back to hurt you? I would say,
Yeah, he's cooked.
dude, this cause how you said like there's a lot of things out there that like have happened or just I've missed out on or other things like that. I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. Mm,
I think I took his answer honestly.
nah, honestly, I would say like it's difficult, but for me, I want to, and I think I eventually will. It's just like difficult, and it's not an excuse, but I have like half siblings in Mexico that I don't really know or like keep in contact with. My dad does, like he knows them really well and gets still stays in contact with them, and like they have a great relationship and stuff, but because of the distance and like just the contact, and I don't really get like to talk to them, or I've never really gone out. I've met them like a couple times just going out there to like Mexico and stuff, but it's not like we talk like, and this sounds like so bad to say, but like it's hard to even like say yeah like that's my brother or sister because it doesn't even feel that way. I know like related, yes, blood physically, genetically, yeah, we are,
Hmm.
but you know what? Like, have you ever heard like that saying? I was like, well, there's like no connection. Like, it's hard to even say like call them a brother or sister because I
Yeah,
feel like I don't even have that connection with them.
yeah. No, I get it.
So
I
like
know
for
exactly what you mean.
me, when I think about that, like sometimes I'll like fall into like, damn, like could I have done more to like be in contact with them? Can I do more? Like, what can I do to like? Because they're also not like well off either. Like, they're not as. I'm not gonna act like I'm well off, but my living conditions are better than their living conditions. Thankfully, you know, like knock on wood, like nothing happens to me where I can like lose the roof over my head. But and not that they're in those situations, but anyone that knows like Mexico compared to like out here, it's like completely different living situations. Unless you have like a lot of money out there. So sometimes like how you kind of mentioned earlier, like I'll think like if I had more money, can I like provide or like build a house for them or something, or like if I had a better relationship, would I feel different? Um, and just like I wouldn't say there's anyone to blame. Like it's not my dad's fault, it's not their fault, it's not my fault. But I have had two like half siblings pass away in like a short amount of time. One was last year, and one was the year before, I believe. Um, and I know it weighed a lot on my dad, and like for me, like I didn't really feel like too much emotion, and I kind of hated not feeling the emotion because I'm like, damn, like that's literally my blood. So I think for me, it kind of like that part hurts a little bit where it's just like, where you kind of blame yourself. Like, is it you? Is
Yeah.
it like, you don't really know. Like, you search for the answer of like, who do I blame kind of thing, right? Like, you want to blame someone else, but it's just like, I'm an adult, right? Like, I can contact them. They can contact me. I guess we choose not to. And so then we fall into this where we're at now, where it's just kind of like, damn, like, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it really hit me when like I lost two siblings. Like they both passed away to cancer, and I was just like, damn, like. And I've met both of them, so
So you feel like ignore because you unintentionally ignored them, it came back to bite you because of the emotions that it brought to you?
I think the lack of emotions that it brought to me
So that's what you feel
now.
back
So
to
I
bite
feel
you.
yeah. So I think the lack of emotions, and I think like, damn, like how do I not feel something
Yeah.
like or whatever, you know, like. I
Okay.
think about that, like,
I get what you're
is
saying.
that bad to not feel something? And I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, no, like if you didn't have a personal relationship with them, like it's like okay to not
Yeah.
really have emotional attachment or whatever. But I just trip out, like, you know, no, because I know now that I'm older, I'm like, I know their family, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's where it trips me out sometimes, um,
Damn.
but I don't know. I think that's like one of those things where I still even now ignore it, where it's like, well, you know,
Do you think you try to ignore it just so you don't have to deal with those emotions?
um,
Or do you think it's just because of just the distance in general
I
where
think
it's
the
just
distance in
natural?
general, and because again, I've never been able to build a proper relationship with them, it just naturally like I don't go day to day thinking like, oh,
You don't even think about it.
I don't think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus like my intermediate family that I have here, like my full blood, um, your brothers and sisters, like they'll cross my mind like every day or every other day. Like I'll think about something like, oh, what are they up to? Whatever. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I see my family pretty often. So I think it's
Interesting.
just one of those things where it'll sometimes come up in my head that, you know, uncontrollably but controllably has, I think, impacted my life. Um,
Damn.
yeah. So this is a sign for y'all. If y'all watching, and you have distant family, and you've never really got a chance to know them, I would say maybe take that time to like reach out to them, because you never know. Maybe you guys become really fucking cool.
Yeah. That's true.
They're a lot older than me, by the way, so I feel like even then, like it's a little bit tougher to like even create those connections too, because they are older. Like,
That age difference naturally creates a distance in general, even with
Yeah.
like your immediate family, like
Yeah.
people that you have here. Like you're not gonna relate to someone that's 30 years older than you compared to like
Yeah,
your cousin
yeah.
that's maybe 5 years older than you. You
That's
know what
true.
I mean?
That's true.
Damn, that's an interesting concept. Damn.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like that also stems from like that like Hispanic culture of like you're not allowed to feel emotion,
Yeah.
you know, kind of
The
thing.
macho.
The macho machismo shit
Yeah.
of like, yeah, you can't feel emotions, like hide and suppress those things, which I don't know if I even suppress them like intentionally. I don't even fucking know shit. Cause like I was saying, like I don't fucking think of it.
I get you, dude.
You know?
Yeah, because I get that all the time. Well, people tell me that shit all the time. Like, dude, how the fuck are you so emotionless? You know?
Yeah,
But
yeah, we're
it-
fucked up.
yeah, dude. But like, you
We
know
were
what
just
it is,
talking
though?
about, hey, you gotta be emotionally aware. We're over here
I
like,
know.
we don't even think about this shit.
Nah, you know what it is though? Like, I think for me, it's like I don't let shit get to me. You know what I mean? And that could kind of come off as emotionless, right? where I don't let shit like fuck up my day, basically. You know what I mean? Like I could be at work like today, perfect example. I was trying to go in early as fuck, got stuck in an hour and a half fucking road closure on the freeway. We had a standard walk in the morning. I had to leave at a certain time to meet up with Bruce for our chase meeting for our graduation. Dude, I was
Yeah.
stressed the fuck out. I finally got there, and
I've never seen this guy run inside my house, but he actually jogged from his car inside. He's like,
dude,
and I'm like, damn, bro. He's like, I gotta use the restroom.
yeah, I didn't even use the bathroom all night. It was horrible. But while I was at work, I had like a little moment where I was like stressed, and then I realized, holy shit, wait, this isn't me, and I locked the fuck in and ended up fucking being able to get out on time. But as I was like walking out, like some of the other like managers were like, oh, you look like you're good. Like, it's early. What the fuck, you know? Now like, dude, who the fuck cares? This is what are they gonna do? Fire me? You know?
Yeah.
So like, that's kind of just how like I am with everything though,
Yeah.
right? And it could kind of just come off as emotionless or like, oh, you just don't fucking care. Which in a sense, the job, I don't fuck you guys, you know. But that could come off as like you being emotionless.
Yeah.
Damn, fuck that job, dude.
Would you say though that?
My bad.
Would you say that you're able to think that way now because of what we're building?
When it comes to the job, yes, kind of, yeah. I feel like I've always kind of been like that, you know, where like that should have maybe affected me for like a day or you know, but then it's kind of just like fuck it, whatever, you know. Like obviously there is certain things that were just like it hit me and I was just like, oh fuck, like this really
Yeah.
fucking sucks or like this really hurts and shit. But it's really easy and I guess I come to the realization of like fuck it, it is what it is, you know, like
Yeah.
let it go, cuz then you kind of hold on. When you hold on to shit, like it's just not good for you, dude. You
Yeah.
have that shit on the back of your shoulder.
It's like a
fucking
weight that's
shadow.
just like holding you down
Yeah,
and shit.
dude, yeah. So I've always kind of been able to like just kind of let shit go really easily.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I think damn, that can go to a whole nother topic because I feel like if you're like
Well, we got 10 more minutes.
Shit.
Let's fucking hit it.
I feel like do you think there's a right and wrong way to go through that? I feel like some people don't know how to
Yes, there is.
like ignore certain things or like not let certain things get to them because saying like, oh, I just don't let things get to me. A lot of people watching might say, oh, well, you're just like ignoring your emotions. You're failing to understand and feel
Right.
what you need to feel. You're not going through the emotion of feeling things. But I can relate to what you're saying too because I am also very much like, well, dude, honestly, if it doesn't fucking affect me directly, like I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And that sounds so bad, like bad to say. It's poorly said, but I think it's a
Well,
it's
this
gonna
is
be
the thing.
controversial, but a great way to live.
No, yeah. Yeah, dude, straight up.
Because when
Dude,
because when you just be like, man, fuck that shit, like it doesn't directly affect me. Why the fuck am I gonna carry that weight on my shoulders? Or why do I let someone else's opinion affect me? Or da 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 da. Like once you can get that out of your head and really live on that mindset and stand on that, then you're gonna learn how to again let shit not affect you because it's someone's opinion or whatever. Cause I'm very much the same way. Like where when I'm at work, I'm at work. I gotta do what I gotta do. Boom. As soon as I fucking clock out, I don't think about work. Yeah, like people, like will ask me about work stuff when I'm off the clock, and sometimes I'll respond and be like, yeah, like this, do this or that, whatever. It is what it is. But a lot of the time, like I'm fucking mentally like I am very good at separating like my personal, business, work, family, like I'm very good at separating those things, which
Dude, a lot of people have so much trouble doing that
yeah,
shit,
and I
dude.
think that's what results in a lot of people having like personal problems, home problems, relationship problems, like
Yeah.
work problems, and it's because they can't fucking separate shit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get
they
it
take
all.
their work problems home and then their home problems back to work and
Yeah,
dude,
and it's like their relationship
messy.
problems or people in between problems, and it's just like, dude, respectfully, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Respectfully, like
Mhm.
I don't. Unless you're someone important in my life, then yeah, I'll, like hear you out. I'll try to give you advice, but dude, I've given people so much advice in my life, and it's maybe not like the right advice, or maybe it is the right advice, but I've seen people like take advice and not apply it, or fucking do the complete opposite, and then come back to
Dude.
me to vent and shit and be like, dude, I'm in this situation because of this and that, and I'm just like, dude, you did the
Dude.
fucking opposite of what I said.
Yeah.
And I've done this with like multiple people, and I'm just like, dude, I fucking can't. Like,
you get to the point where you're
dude,
just like, dude, you know what? I can't even give you advice anymore because you're
bro,
gonna do what you're
I'm
gonna
about
do.
to just give you the wrong advice so you could do the right advice.
Nah, then they're gonna do it and come back. You told me to do it.
Yeah.
That's so crazy though, dude. Because like, dude, this literally, I see that shit happen every day, dude. Like, well, we've experienced that shit, you know. I see it at work all the fucking time. Where I'm
Dude,
like,
it's
dude, fucking,
crazy.
it's just that. But that's also like, it kind of ties back into what we were talking about earlier. Like, people get so comfortable and not taking
Yeah.
accountability.
Dude,
And dude, it's
and
just
their
like,
actions and their life and
yeah, dude,
scenario, situation they got themselves in, or maybe they
dude.
didn't get themselves in it, but it's something that unfortunately happened to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit, fuck, dude, life happens. You gotta fucking figure that shit out, you know?
Dude, yeah.
Life is unfair sometimes, dude. Fuck. Yeah.
Damn.
But dude, it's just crazy because I'm thankful to, like, again, have people around me that are really positive. Like, my family's pretty positive. Like, I would say your
Yeah,
family's pretty
that's
positive,
true.
and like, you guys are, my family, your family are like very similar in terms of like, damn, if you guys are, we're in a situation, let's figure it out on how to get out, right?
Yeah.
And I think us too, like the way we think and like everything revolves around like what we're learning and doing now. That we always like tell each other like, damn, we're in a rough spot. How the fuck do we get out of this position? Same thing with the business. Like, we've been in a bad business situation multiple times, not like on purpose, but we just like made bad calls or bad judgments and
Mm-hmm.
invested all of our eggs in one basket, and we're just like, fuck, like we're at square zero again. How the fuck do we get back to square 10 where we were, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, dude, you're right. Like, it's all mentality, accountability. It's all like taking responsibility, taking actions. A lot of people just fail at that part,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And
Yeah, a lot of people just don't want to take like that extra step back and really assess the whole situation and see where they're accountable or where they could have done better, you know?
yeah,
And sometimes people actually do that shit, and they just ignore it because,
they're
well,
scared to face it.
yeah.
Some people
Yeah,
are
dude,
scared
I
to
said
just
it.
face the fucking reality. Like, they'd rather just be like, how you said, they're comfortable in being sad or being depressed or being
Mm-hmm.
in whatever situation, and they're just like, I give up. It is what it is. But yeah,
Damn, dude.
it's not easy for sure.
It's
We're
not.
not saying it to say
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fucking easy to get out of these situations, because it's fucking not. And a lot of people don't have support systems to be like, hey, I can lean on this person to
Mm-hmm.
hear me out or whatever. There is people out there that literally have no one, and they gotta get through these situations on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is gonna be fucking
Yeah.
hard. But I will still stand on the idea of whether you're alone or have a support system, it still comes to you taking the action. It's all about you fucking getting up off your ass and making the change for yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
no one's gonna at the end of the day come and fucking drink the water for you, you know? Like, you gotta be willing to pick up the cup and drink the
Mm-hmm.
water. You know, I can show you where the water is, but that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much it. I can show you
Yeah,
where to
dude.
buy it. I can show you where to fucking
Yeah.
source it from, you know, where the hot springs are at. Like,
Dang, hot spring.
yeah, but if you're not willing to jump in, drink the water, pick up the
Mm-hmm.
glass, whatever scenario or metaphor you want to
Yeah.
use, like, shit.
And you know what? Just real quick, I think something that a lot of people don't think about that sounds cliche, or a lot of people say this, and I think a lot of people don't apply it. But like, if you're in that rut where you feel like you can and you've tried out your options, something that we've learned is look at the people you surround yourself with. Like everyone always says, like you are the sixth person of the five people you hang around with most, and like we've learned that so much. Like even joining like the urban unity, like just seeing the Discord and everyone there, like it's all about fucking growth and like how can I progress here? Like it's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
So I think a little advice, I guess maybe, take a step back, look at your circle, and if you feel like you don't belong there, then maybe you need to step out of that circle and create a new one.
Mm-hmm. Either you don't belong there, or if you don't feel like that circle's helping you get out of your situation.
Yeah.
Definitely seek other options and be like, all right, I need to focus on myself.
Yeah.
Get to know yourself. Start at square zero. Be comfortable with being yourself and being alone and learning yourself, and then start from there. But
Yeah.
yeah, damn, fuck, that was pretty deep.
Then that was deep.
But hell yeah, that was a pretty deep and serious episode. Hopefully you guys liked it. Let us know what you guys, as always, would answer of these questions. Comment, like, subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Check out, if you guys don't know, we have a brand. It's called Greater Than Athletics.
GTA.
GTA. It's going to be crazy. We have a lot of good stuff coming out very, very soon. Go follow us at Greater Than Athletics on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Check us out. We got a lot of fire stuff. We got something coming up very soon, but go follow us. And yeah, with that being said, Money Emotion Monday.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.